There we go. Hello! How you guys doing? 2 minutes before 7, instead of a few minutes after this time. Cool. Let's go on ahead and get social media stuff going, and then I will get started. Alright, that's pretty funny. Alright. Social media stuff is done. There we go. Close that, close that. Alright. I think I'm just about ready. Alright. We're finally at patch 5.5. Hold on. Itchy nose. Alright. So how about, we go on to the breach. Good news, Throat. Tancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on the way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say. Good, my mic's on. Yay! Welcoming party. Needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was a little more than a spectator. Lion's share of the credit must go to Alice, Graha, and Throat. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we're proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't been all tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing a primal threat, the pile of fresh problems landed on our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamiga to apprise Rabon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Mayhap you'd do the same for us. Indeed. It was just as Lee said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nova and the Third, however, were notable by their absence. Oh, hold on a second. I just need to see if a thing is working. Okay. And still no on-screen chat because Stream Elements can eat an entire butt, and I haven't gotten a solution in place yet. I'll wait until I'm streaming on Twitch before I do that. Would they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fundaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Oriange, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. Fantaniel could bind Bahamut to his will. He might have done this. He have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, you can save some for Oriange, which reminds me, I have a message from Malamigo. Raban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, as he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. Oh, not all of us need to attend? Well, I think I'll just stay here and help out Y'shtola. Yes, totally. I've got a bit of a headache, you see. Too many echo visions, the migraines, oh god. Damn it, I have to go, don't I? Son of a bitch. Alright. You get off lucky. I envy you. Alright, which way is it to the palace? Alright, let's get this over with, Oriange. Good to see you. My friends, much more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As we ought to see you safely return from your mission, Oriange. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. Oh well, if it isn't Alphino and his merry band. Arenvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has oddly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elezen are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbreda towered over me nonetheless. Arenvald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company, it's almost endearing. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? Those two get along so well. Be a shame if something happened to either of them. If Fordol is going with him, that must mean... My apologies. As Arenvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital, and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
Oh, good. You
Luckily,
did live
I'd
through
seen that
that.
sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
I see.
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Yeah, Alphino is probably worried. Maybe over nothing. I'm sure he'll be fine. I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating the enemy territory, but to send only 2? Well, you heard Rabon's reasoning. They're immune to tempering. And I certainly can't join them. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolver and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm. But this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
I don't think she has much of a choice.
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I a part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh? It means a lot, you know. You coming with me?
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favor if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realize I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
That Alphino and Alistair were like 16 or something.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Ah, bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. Ah, I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
That was Estinian. He's, going toward Ishgard, something about Bahamut.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Tataru, can you, send the airship to Ishgard?
I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
And now for us to head over to Ishgard, not back to Ishgard. We're getting into the end game of food. So Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope that it'll keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there's no time to lose. Yes, to Ishgard. Come, Suji. We need to make a trip to the Holy See. He's so cute, I love him. Oh, fancy meeting you guys here. All present? Good. Let's split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Throke can delve into the nooks and crannies. Oh yeah, that's right. Alisay's never properly been in Ishgard, has she? Because it was always Alphino we were with in Heaven's Word. I think I should begin at the Skysteel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard the news of our friend's return. Alright. Over to the Forgotten Knight.
Stand before the congregation of our Knights More 70, the headquarters of we knights who have sworn to serve the Holy See.
I like this guy. I genuinely like that guy. He's just standing there. Good evening to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you'd be attending the meeting in El Amigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. Excuse me. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
We came to see if Estinian came by.
I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich only to find him absent. In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Well. It's a shame he's not here. But yeah, let's head to the airship landing and see if we can find him. Hold on a second. I'm checking this. Oh, I see. That's for an extra dungeon in Naz's Law. Oh. I think I know which cutscene this is.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Oh, you'd think that. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
You'd be correct. We came to find you.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Too long?
Oh no. You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh no.
Quieter though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Well, it was nice knowing you, Alphino, or Estinian.
I'm not Alphino!
Well, this is unfortunately the last time we're ever going to see Estinian.
If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alizé shouting.
Oh.
Estinian! It's been too long.
Oh my god.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again.
I don't think you'll be doing anything
What I will
ever
say,
again.
for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard.
She was about ready to run him through.
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
This is the cutscene I thought was gonna happen at the beginning of patch 5.4. Oh, that was great. Oh, hey, look at it. Let's say did not throw Estinian overboard. He gets to live another day. It's been quite some time since I last set foot in Azisla, but I can understand that three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Throat is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Well, let's just say it helped that Midgar somewhere was there to introduce me. Ah, yes, you were a friend of her father. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against a man in another age. I wished to know if she had yet harbored thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on her undimmed. It torments her even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. I'm still gonna take the silver. How much do I have in my inventory? 8. Oh yeah, I also have this stuff. And this stuff still. Yeah. I have some organization I'm gonna be doing in between the last Final Fantasy XIV stream here and the first one on Twitch. Excuse me. Tiamat awaits. This way. Ooh, hello. To think that that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that Dragonkind has suffered. Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat, would she only let us. So this is one of the 7 great worms. Even thus confined, her presence is overwhelming. Hold on, I got my glasses off. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Okay. Someone's resurrected Bahamut, or rather a facsimile of him, and we were wondering if you had any knowledge that could help us.
That my sin should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when he first manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allagan's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have for me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Thank you, kind dragon lady. Well, shall we get started channeling ether into a pig? While Poxies may have been shown to be effective against incurring the temper, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject we've treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alligans kept detailed records on all their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave it to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alphino and Throat here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Justinian, I'm both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of the Star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I to make me take the first step toward a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you're not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah yes, we are familiar with it, the Etherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Why do you just have that with you? But you just have... See? Even Alice is wondering why. I suppose that could seem rather odd. It is. To explain, Rambros, Oriange, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines. And so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted it access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Well, I still think it odd that you're carrying a vial of your friggin' blood with you. Like, who the hell does that? That's just creepy and weird. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just checking some stuff. Okay. I think I know which job I'm going into the final dungeon with. Oh, you're down there. Cool. Oh, you took the jumpers with you. Let's split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we've learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Alright. Hey look! A node! Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause: intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed? How about no? Just please don't. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in -20 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Well, the fact that those restraints haven't released in that amount of time is so surprising. Alright, where's the last node? These nodes, or whatever it is you call them, why do they quiver so? Ah, there it is. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Oh. I think this one's gonna blow up. afraid Estini and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? A node which smelled like burned hair. A chirruping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising, almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let's have a closer look. Chirruping, I say! Yep, this is the one. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Do you have the requisite access? You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologists and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. One never knows when a small portion of the royal Algan blood might come in handy, which is why Graha Tia keeps this vessel about his person. Why, though? That's just... I still think it's creepy. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. You know what? I'm gonna rope Estinian into this. Estinian Wormblood. Very funny. But if that thing speaks my name, I shall see that it never speaks again. Use your own. Throat garrote in case you've forgotten. Hold on a second. I just wanted to get a picture of that. We were in the same pose. Username changed. Welcome, Throat Garrote. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update. Oh, God. Even in Eorzea, Windows updates ruin everything. What do you suppose it is asking of us? To smash it to pieces? Now that I do understand. You can go first. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to obsolescence of my own software. The issue could be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So this thing can release the restraint? So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance rather than without it. Yeah, I'm just gonna implicate Estinian in all this. The restrainment node stands poised to lend a hand. Well, figuratively speaking, of course. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Oh, it's not up. It's not under there. It's over here. And down. All right. Well, I guess this is the thing. So, let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. Oh my god. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Ligpo once I'm ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spear vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured I will be certain to return it to Gra Hatia once this is all over. Okay. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard when they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I think he's, I think he's stated that he wants to die, so, I will try, yes, and if that fails, I will remember him. I see little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. Think it's unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has never been your way, as I have learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited. And there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish you had dealt the killing blow. So save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Alright, well, I'll leave you to it. You look like someone who's nerd enough to use a computer, so you get this. I forget how big this place is. And unfortunately, there is only one aetheryte. Otherwise, I would not recommend going around here for a jaunty run or anything like that. Alright, well, Alphino's staying behind to be a computer nerd. Any updates? I see you have a pig ready. Stini told me all as well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Yeah, he's gonna operate the computer. Well, that sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to Nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards Umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all of the things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether in which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints and ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Alright. Here goes nothing. Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Throat, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Okay. Tell me more of your past, lady. Tell me more of the war with the men of Alag. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlian scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent toward the end of the second astral area. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo! When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind. And as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing even more their brethren, who divided the land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, the sooner they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Alex slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you're free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above if the treatment fails. Run. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and this will work. And I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go.
No. I'm almost there.
Don't worry, Alice, we got you.
This is it, Angelo.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Alright, Alphino, do your thing. Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts. Their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it.
Push it.
And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Alright, send it. My eyes! Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Oh, I think it worked.
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Oh, good.
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Oh, is that... Oh my god, he's gonna ride the dragon. Estinian!
He is the Ezra Dragoon.
Shout out to Joe Cat for that. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian in team-added battle, which would be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. I'll take more of this. Alright, we're about to head into the dungeon. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way.
But Alphino's are... Oh, you're... Oh, that's Alice, not Alphino. Okay.
Alphino's still at the computer. Yeah. Oh my god, it just brought us here. Hell yeah. Hold on, I'm checking something. Now, I know some of you could do with the rest, but I'm sorry to say that Telefera have other plans. Pagalthan is already under siege. Isn't that where Arenvold and Fordola are? Happily, the Immortal Flames just arrived just in time to join the defensive effort with Marshal Terrapin at the head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It is good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? Oh, that was her talking. Your Grace! Marshal Terrapin has made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. How'd you get that to happen? Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Bagathum. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of the Imperial Legion, but Luna Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured. But not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Luna Bahamut, none of the Amalja shows any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? I mean, unless they're not able to temper. Unless it's incapable of doing so. Primals aren't not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may very well be that Luna Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him, and Throton and others like him wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Luna Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe whom our soldiers will struggle to best, through mere force of arms. With the aid of the Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming that is, you're ready to take to the field. An airship awaits you to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you're able. Alright. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. He is actually involved in the Paladin story. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I, for one, am inclined to do as her grace requests, lest we forget Arnvold and Fordola are in Pegathlon on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Alright, to the airship landing! Greetings, we've been expecting you. We'll say the word and we shall depart for Pegathlon at once. Alright. One last Shadowbringers dungeon before the end. And I'm doing this as a healer. Alright, I'm gonna have Graha.
Ever ready.
Actually, I'm gonna have you, you, and you.
Stand ever ready.
Yeah.
Give it our all.
I don't want to have two black mages on the on one team. All right. We are heading over. Ascian vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. Alright. There we go. I got the I put the wrong thing on. Nope, he's got it. Okay, let's go. That way I can see it a little bit easier. Onward! Oh god. Don't hurt me. Please stop hurting me. Oh good, this one's going after me. Haven't really bothered to heal Thancred all too much. His health seems to be doing okay.
You underestimate me!
Alright, I gotta be rather close to be able to get them. I'm so glad Sage at the lower levels is relatively simple to pick up and use. Yay, cannon! Oh, hello. We've got a Dacrinted face. Oh, dear. Graha? Thank you.
Stubborn.
Ow.
Let's give them a show!
Allow me.
I don't know how I managed to stick it to that one. Up there's the tower.
On guard!
That was risky. There we go. One down. Ooh, a giant chest. Oh, it just had materia.
What took you so long?
Oh, hey, Estinian. How you guys doing?
In trouble. Let's split up.
Very well, I shall fly to their aid. Nope, I remembered what the second boss is.
stubborn.
Actually, it's kind of a better idea that I did take LSA with me because Lunar Bahamut. She'll probably have something special to say about it. What shield do you guys have? Oh, wow. Okay. You guys actually have a normal amount of health for level 80s. I got a piece of gear. 505. Well, if I can get something on for a job that I actually do have.
No, you don't.
Nice one. Oh. Nice. Okay. Almost killed him. Jeez. Hold on a sec. Getting this chest. Hey, I got earrings of casting. Go Tiamat. Get him.
You underestimate me!
Alright, well. This is a fight where we have to dodge things and kill a lot of mobs. Once all the enemies are gone, we'll be able to get up there. Oh, they have missiles. There we go. Woo, they fired beams. All right, let's go. Well, that almost got it.
Keep your guard up.
Oh god, even more. There we are. Alright. Blast it. There we go. Yay! We got it. I got a thing of striking, which of course I can't use. Oh god! Oh no! There, it takes care of one of them.
Stubborn.
Alright, and it's down. Oh! Why, thank you. Alright, well, I get dibs on this one. You guys can have the other three. I really wish for Duty, Support, and Trust they would actually show the other three on the dragons, instead of having them reappear here magically. we go. What have we got to contend with? Oh! Oh, hi, Lunar Bahamut. Let's get out of the way of that. One on me. Got a nice shield crit. There we go. Jeez, that got one hell of a shield right there. Oh wow, you just took him out like that. Very nice. Let's keep you up. There we go. Cutscene. Teletherium, Lunar Bahamut. Woo, nice shot. Oh, well. Oh. I guess we do have to fight him after all. Okay. Oh, let me get this first. This is not Bahamut, it's just a poor imitation. Alright, let's go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Panheima, you are amazing. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Oh! Even more nails. Goody! Ow! I seem to have gotten nicked by one.
Allow me.
Jeez. Oh, Giga Flare. That's good. Again. Oh, it's not up. Well, we're alive, so I guess I did something right. Oh, God.
Allow me.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater.
Send it. Nice. Woo! I did it! And I got a jacket of fending. What does that look like? Oh! It actually looks... Oh! I've got tattoos on my arms! That's too bad I can't, dye it. Oh well. Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt. By your deeds are we set free, and free we shall remain so long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Ah! Hello, Amalja, buddy.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds, shall we honor their sacrifice?
We would be proud to call you our allies.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
You gonna be okay, Alphino?
Sometime earlier inside the Pecathlon Tower.
Oh! Ah! Oh. That. Why is it squishy?
What in Relga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
Oh, they're being used as prayer batteries.
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Oh. I see. Well, it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Van Daniel. We have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Arnvald's safe return. Yeah, I gathered this one. Let me see. I think now is actually a good time to end things off. Yeah, sounds like a good place to end things off. So I'm going to go on ahead and stop the recording. And we'll pick this up on Thursday. And I will make sure that is the very last stream I do on YouTube. Because we'll be taking care of the other half of the 5.5 MSQ. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for the last stream on YouTube. Take it easy. See you then.